Police say it's not uncommon for Lethbridge residents to fall victims to these type of scams. And to combat the problem, they've launched a number of public awareness campaigns to educate people on how to protect themselves. Jumping a 250-pound dirt bike takes a lot of commitment, a lot of focus, and a lot of practice. These kites weigh 5 to 10 pounds, and flying them requires a lot of physical ability. This is actually a full body experience. I'm feeling this from my head to my toes right now. I'm Jeannette Rocher with the Visitor Channel, and we are scoping out who's got the best drinks, the lowest prices, and the most beautiful scenery, all wrapped into one. Welcome back. Since it's Friday, we've decided to dedicate it Fun Fiji Friday. On our final Fiji segment, we show you how zip lining is fast becoming one of the world's top tourist attractions. Not only are these off-roading adventures complete with beautiful vista views, but they come complete with a lot of mud too. Just make sure you don't do what I did and wear your nice clothes. The empty commercial lot behind me is the future site of a new Coaldale business. And the more of those that get filled up, the more options residents here have as consumers and potential employees. The sounds of power saws, hammers, and drills are like music to Robbie McCoy's ears. From the basement, to the framing, to the siding.
Every step of the way I've been there.
How's it going?
It's a lot of work, but it's been very rewarding.
For this single mom of 12-year-old twins, it's been a long road to get here. Years of renting, going back to college as a mature student, and now, finally, her very own home.
Just to have our own home, somewhere where they can grow up, our own place. It's very rewarding. It's very, I don't know, I'm just very proud.
McCoy and her twins, Cameron and Jackson, were chosen to be this year's Habitat for Humanity homeowners.
They have to be earning enough to be able to pay a mortgage, because they do carry a mortgage. It's not a free home. And the family puts in 500 hours sweat equity. That's their down payment for the house.
And while mom pays that down payment in sweat, the kids, not yet old enough to work on the job site, watch and dream.
I want to paint my room.
You want to paint your room?
Yeah.
What color are you going to paint it?
Pink and purple. And I'm so glad that it's not small anymore because we have a small house. Yeah, and I'm glad that we have a backyard.
That's like Christmas every day. When I come here, I can't sleep just thinking about what has to be done.
From the groundbreaking to the construction of each wall, it's taken hundreds of volunteers to build this 1,100 square foot house from scratch.
They're here to support the families in need. It's a huge feeling knowing that somebody's going to get a home of their own that, somebody's been striving for years and years and just haven't been able to make it.
Without them, I wouldn't be as far as we are here.
Jeannette Rocher, CTV News, Lethbridge.
High school graduation is just around the corner, and it's got many grade 12 students feeling excited and anxious. But as Jeannette Rocher reports, one student at Chinook High is ready to put her best paw forwards.
Front stairs. Wait. Go, girl.
It's not something you see every day. A dog walking through the halls of a high school campus. This is Gracie. She's not a pet, she's a student, and she's walked these halls for nearly her entire life. But she's not here to learn reading, writing, and arithmetic. Sitting, stopping, and yielding on command is her major.
Sit. Sit. Wait.
It started with an idea in Constable Sean Davis's head to get students involved in training a working dog.
I used to be a canine handler with the police dogs, so when I came to schools, I was thinking of something I can do differently that where I can impact the kids.
A local breeder donated Gracie, and since September, she's quickly become the most popular girl in school.
She does get a lot of attention from all the kids. She's a really fun dog, and the year has been better just because she's been here.
All year, a group of student volunteers have been tutoring Gracie, preparing her for the world of work.
There's no better place to socialize a working dog than in a building with 1,100 students. Every noise, every distraction, imaginable food on the floor.
Gracie here is a chocolate lab, a breed that's known for their loyalty and calming nature. Labs are often chosen as service dogs, but Gracie is the first in her family to go through this training. She's now been drafted by Alberta Guide Dogs in Calgary, and if accepted, she'll graduate to post-secondary training where she'll learn to be either a seeing eye dog or autism service dog.
It's good to know that she's going on to the next step and she's going to be able to do something really good.
And as well-mannered as this 10-month-old is, at the end of the day, she reminds us she's still just a pup. Jeannette Rocher, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Gracie will graduate from Chinook High on June 27th along with the rest of her senior class. They plan to have her in cap and gown as she walks across the stage.
It's an annual tradition that's rich in culture and celebrates one of Tinian's livelihoods. And only those with the strongest of stomachs and the bravest of taste buds are able to endure it. The island of Tinian is famous for having one of the most pica peppers around. Pica, by the way, is the Chamorro word for hot. And once a year, this tiny pepper is celebrated at a special festival in its honor.
I warn you, this thing is super hot, so if you don't have a strong stomach, this is not the right thing to do.
This teeny tiny little pepper is what the fuss is all about. It's what's drawing a big crowd here on Tinian this weekend for the Pica Festival. Now, I'm told this is one of the hottest peppers in the world, and the seeds are the hottest part. I'm too chicken to try this, but let's go see if we can find some brave souls to check it out.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Oh,
Lord. How was it? Were you expecting it to?
It hurts. It hurts.
people rocking. Hear people chanting. Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Whoa, jump. Whoa.
They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But when Bert Davis, also known as the Coppertown Clown, scouts for the right pooch to train for his show, it's not just the young pups he looks for.
Usually when I go to the shelter, I get a dog that's 1.5 years to 2 years old. I don't get puppies because puppies are like the terrible twos in kids. They don't mind, they don't focus.
Bert accumulated this motley crew from rescue shelters across North America. He spends 6 to 8 months training them and another year to condition them before they travel with him from rodeo to rodeo, performing in halftime shows.
And there are 13 dogs, 10 of them are in a show and 3 are in training. Each dog has a story. They're rescue dogs, owner surrender dogs, or strays.
The youngest is about 3, and at 11 years old, this little white terrier named Harley is the oldest of the pack. He was rescued several years ago by Bert after having battery acid poured on him. Another one of his dogs was dragged from the back of a vehicle before he became a rodeo star.
We enhance their athletic ability. We put a theme to it. We put a story to it. And we performed in 43 states and 5 provinces of Canada. And everywhere we go, everybody just loves our dogs.
And the talent runs in the family, too. 6-year-old Bo is the proud daddy of 4-year-old Montana and 3-year-old Kitty. Kitty is an award-winning comic dog who has his own act. Now, when Bert goes to the shelter to find his rescue dogs, not only is he looking for the right age, he's also looking for the right temperament and intelligence. And as you can see, these dogs are pure lovers. Aren't you?
I like getting dogs out of shelters because they know they're in jail. And with me rescuing them, giving them the love, teaching them what they need to learn, they appreciate it more and they become great dogs.
Jeannette Rocher, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Shelby Turner will represent Team Canada in Italy later this month. Jeannette Rocher has more.
Most teenage girls don't spend their days ripping around a dusty track. And most don't have a floor-to-ceiling room full of trophies either. But this is Shelby Turner's backyard. And this is how she got so many of these.
I definitely think that living on a farm and having the family that I do has probably helped me a lot. I mean, if I lived in town, I don't think I'd be out riding as much as I do.
The 18-year-old from Barron's has been riding a dirt bike since before she could pedal a tricycle. At the age of 2, Shelby's dad put her on her first motorbike, and she took off, literally. Jumping a 250-pound dirt bike takes a lot of commitment, a lot of focus, and a lot of practice.
Is it a career I want her to do? No. Is it a career I want her to have fun with? Yes.
The Turners are avid racers. These trophies don't all belong to Shelby. Her mom, Renee, and brother Avery share some of the space on the wall. For this family of 4, it's just a part of life. Already this summer, Shelby's raced several times, including the X Games in Los Angeles. And later this month, she's off to Italy, where she'll represent Canada in the international 6 days enduro race.
I mean, it's the first time I've ever went, so I'll just have to focus on racing for all 6 days and not getting hurt or wrecking anything.
Speaking of wrecks, 2 years ago, a dirt bike accident left Shelby with a severed liver and damaged kidney. She had to spend 9 months off her bike, but it didn't stop her from getting back on.
If you get in a car accident, are you not going to drive a car anymore? So that's the way I look at it.
There's always a worry, no matter what you do. If you've got kids, you're always worried about them. So it's always good when they hit the finish line, that's for sure.
Jeannette Rocher, CTV Sports, Barron's.